Hello, and welcome back to Shrinked by Quint. Each week, we delve into the intricacies of psychotherapy, dispelling myths and applying the latest research to explore a broad spectrum of mental health topics. My aim is to empower you with knowledge and insights to foster a healthier, happier life, because, after all, your health is your wealth. Today, we're diving into one topic that's as relevant as it is debated: the relationship between God and AA. Now, I know from my experience in AA that God can often put people off. Even the notion of a higher power can raise hackles as it seems to try to clumsily disguise God in another way. So I want to look at the notion of God within AA and see if there's a way of reframing God. And not by going on some epistemological quest. One thing you don't need to do when suffering from a hangover is to try to work out if God actually exists. So let's dive in. As a psychotherapist, I frequently work with clients navigating the complex road to recovery. Many express immense gratitude for Alcoholics Anonymous, a program that has provided them with structure, community, and hope in times of despair. Yet, just as often I encounter individuals who feel alienated by AA's emphasis on a higher power and repeated references to God. Some tell me, I don't believe in God, or I don't want religion to be part of my recovery. For them, AA's spiritual foundation feels less like a welcoming hand and more like an insurmountable barrier. But does this mean that AA isn't for them? Absolutely not. So at its core, AA is a spiritual program, not necessarily a religious one. The 12 steps emphasize surrender, connection, and growth. But for those who struggle with religious concepts, the language can be off-putting. Terms like God as we understand him appear multiple times in the program's literature. While the founders intended this wording to be inclusive, for many it can feel exclusionary instead. For some, past negative experiences with organized religion make references to God deeply uncomfortable. The experience with religion may even have caused a trauma that caused them to drink in the first place. Others simply don't believe in a higher power in any form. And when these individuals hear AA's frequent invocations of God, they may feel that the program isn't meant for them. That sobriety through AA requires faith. But there's a couple of things to say here. While this misunderstanding can be a significant roadblock, in reality, AA's strength lies not only in its spirituality, but in its adaptability. A second point is that at the heart of AA is one of the most enduring principles, one day at a time. This philosophy offers an alternative for those overwhelmed by the idea of lifelong sobriety. Instead of requiring belief in God or a grand cosmic plan, it simply asks, what can you do today to stay sober? Recovery, like life itself, happens in the present moment. So let's take these 2 points one at a time. One of AA's greatest strengths is its flexibility. While it speaks of a higher power, it does not define what that power must be. For some, it's a deity. For others, it's the collective strength of the group. A room full of people who share the same struggles and goals. So God, as an acronym, can be Group of Drunks. God. For one of my clients, their higher power became the core principles of recovery itself: honesty, accountability, and progress. Acronym: Good, Orderly Direction. Another found solace in nature, viewing the ocean's vastness or the changing seasons as a grounding force, the great outdoors. God. Others see their higher power in humanity's interconnectedness, the idea that we're not alone in our struggles. So the key is not to force belief in something supernatural, but to find something greater than oneself that provides perspective and strength. A good starting point is asking what grounds me, or what helps me step outside my immediate struggles. The answer to that question, whether it's science, community, or personal values, can serve as an individual's higher power. So without going on an epistemological quest about which God, which religion, or show me proof of any God at all, or notions of good and evil, By changing the letters God into something that remains highly personal to you, your own personal credo, recovery is, above all, an individual journey. For some, spirituality is an essential part of that path. For others, it isn't. What truly matters is not the framework one chooses, but the commitment to the process of healing and transformation. At its best, AA is not about dogma. It's about support, guidance, and growth. By embracing diverse perspectives and allowing space for secular recovery, AA honours its true spirit, inclusivity, understanding, and the shared desire for a sober, meaningful life. And the second point, one day at a time. Whatever you decide to do, whatever you feel your relationship is to something bigger than yourself, it is always contingent for one day. For today, just for today. You don't have to find an overarching philosophy or a set of religious principles for a lifetime, just for today. Especially at the outset of personal recovery from alcohol or any other substance. It's really important to hear this. You have enough on your plate. You can change, and it's this belief that's possible one day at a time. The agent of change, the alchemy, is between you and your belief in something greater than yourself. Thank you for tuning in to Shrink by Quint. Ultimately, I hope I've shown that the key to recovery is not who or what you believe in. It's the belief that change is possible, one day at a time, and that belief can come from anywhere. For me, that was a revolutionary idea when I first heard it. A revolutionary idea I paid attention to 10 years ago and still cherish today. Remember, your well-being is the cornerstone of a fulfilling life, because your health truly is your wealth.